Yes, indeed, you are first. It, the people in North America were like, you never stream when we're available. So that's what's going on today. It's the evening. I've worked a long day. I'm tired. And I want a capping madness boulder thrower. So we're going to see if that happens tonight. That's the goal. And as always, if I do get a madness, a capping madness boulder thrower, I will give away an entire Delver set. So we'll see. See how all that goes. It has not been kind to me so far. I'm on a dry streak right now. I did get, like, what did I get? 6 madness boulder throwers and like 8 runs. And I knew I was in for a dry streak after that. And so that's kind of where I'm at now. We'll see how streaming this map actually goes. This is a lot more active than normal maps. So I'm wondering how well I'm going to do looking away from my screen and playing this map. And hello, Blank. Aren't you? Isn't it like, shouldn't you be in bed by now, Blank? I mean, what is it, like 4 in the morning over there? Yeah, we get the Theo notification, and then, we've all come to witness bad RNG. That's really what we've come to see. And to be honest, I will say the genie farming might have broke me a little bit. Kind of, how would I say it? Dampened my spirit. After 500 runs of a map, I was hoping for something. So I've taken a break from genie farming because I know people are tired of seeing me farm that map. And now I'm doing another map that's a little bit more intense. I need all the luck I can get. Ideally, it would be amazing if I only had to do one stream of this weapon farm, and then it was over. I said the same thing every run on when I was genie farming. So we'll see. I'm on a dry streak right now, so. But tonight could be the night. Always. But this is, I will say, this farm is not chill at all. So, like, during my runs, I'm just constantly running around doing stuff. So So there is no chill on this map. Yeah, I thought about joining the casino, but I kind of knew I wanted to focus on this, so I stuck with this. Yeah, I miss the days where we could farm out collabs in like 6 minutes. Corgi, I have not even played the Returnia maps. I haven't even played the Valentine map. So I'm probably way behind. I don't see a need to ever owl farm. I'm gonna be honest. I did record the video of Tropics of Etheria, and I gotta say, I am not a fan of that map. Yeah, and Blink, I haven't actually, I haven't played Alk Labs since I made the video. And that's when those pets were initially introduced. And so, like, my video only has like 2,000 mobs on it for the whole survival run. Regarding Tropics, I think it's a weird place because Tropics is supposed to be like an intermediate medium map. It's where you want to farm. It's where you're supposed to farm like your beginner weapons. If you can't do like TI and things like that. But those bosses they're not the easiest, which makes it doesn't feel like that should be that hard, considering where that map's supposed to be in like your progression order. Well, and I don't actually like the glasses, so like that's why like the black shades don't mean anything to me. It's just a design I don't feel kind of fits in the game. Yeah, Timu shades for sure. So yeah, I have my pair of Wicked glasses sitting in a folder. I've never used them. Haven't even upgraded them. Just because they're not a pair of glasses. I mean, they look cool. I'm not gonna say they're not. The design's nice. Just not what I particularly care for. All right, last wave. All right, so this is the one wave I actually get to like chill out on. Everything's upgraded. And yeah, I'll go ahead and let's start a giveaway because I think it's time for a giveaway. Alright, hashtag MBT. That's all we need to do to enter the giveaway. Whatever that giveaway is, I'm not sure yet. But that's it. We are on the hunt for a Madness Boulder Thrower, so why not? This should be an easy giveaway to win because we are we're streaming at a time when most people of our Dungeon Defenders community are not around. Oop, almost lost. I don't think invalid, I don't think invalid sleep. I think invalid's always awake. And what would be awesome is if my first run of the stream was just it. I had a dream that I actually got a plus genie farming boulder throwers. Alright, what else did we get in here? Not what we wanted, but let's take a look at our items. If there's anything worth keeping. And it doesn't look like it today. I mean, ugh. There's plenty of amplifiers around. I mean, I have plenty. Oh, okay, I have 3 left. Never mind. Alright, so nothing out of this run. A shame. I mean, less than 12 minutes is not bad. That's kind of what I've got set to as my average run time. But it's funny to think about talking about amplifiers. It's like that was like an item nobody even cared about. It's like you had the choice of amplifiers or a celebracer. Everyone was going to take a celebracer. Maybe that's changed with, monks changing to more range-based than damage-based. I just don't think people sell them anymore. I'm sure you could find someone has expanders. Well, we'll see what happens. I'll give out an amplifier for this giveaway. I mean, at this point in my Madness Boulder Thrower farming, I'm 40 runs in on this journey, and at this point, all I try to do now is to see if I can beat my previous time, since I'm not getting the weapons I want. So, I mean, at this point, I'm looking for, can I shave 1 second off of a time? Yeah, the build is involved. And it kind of has to be. There's not a lot of mobs. And they're big and tanky. No, no, it's not. Now, I could definitely... I could bring out an adept upgrade out of the first wave. And then, have everything upgraded. And then it would be like, chill. I could definitely do that. Maybe I'll try that next. That's why I didn't know if this farm in this map would do well for streaming, just because I'm like, I can't not pay attention to what's going on. And I run around with my adept who has no resistances as I'm running around grabbing mana. And sometimes it's just to keep my tower booster going. So yes, it is a very involved map. And at the end of the day, what matters more than anything is keeping that tower boost going. Because once it drops, you just lose 30 seconds of your life. So yeah, maybe next run I'm going to bring out an adept upper and see, but they're so spread out and slow, I don't know where I would even focus my my efforts at. And we only have 8 people in this giveaway, so there's really, really good chances of getting a win tonight. Okay, there's 9. Alright, I see, like, I wasn't paying attention and I lost my tower boost. Ugh. I mana bomb a lot. Yeah, that just cost me 30 seconds. Which is funny. I mean, we're talking about 30 seconds, but that junk adds up. And I knew I'd be a scrub tonight. No, you don't need to be available. But if I don't know who you are when you win, or like if I don't know who you are on Discord, that might be on you. I know most of the people in here. I know your Discord, but not everybody. Like, I do know the Forbidden Axe is Lamar. I mean, I know that much. But I don't know Kent. Yeah, definitely not chill. I'm gonna be honest. Not chill at all. I mean, it's relaxed. You're just busy. Just, just hello, nature. Now, a big development that occurred today on the DDRNG Discord server is the return of Jim. I'm sure we are all excited to welcome Jim back. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Chill to can't let Tower Boost die. I mean, it's certainly not worrying about these guys coming through. Next wave will be a little more chill. Gym lore. What is gym lore? No. Jim and I go way back. He's like a child. Jim is a well-meaning individual who enjoys the community and the Dungeon Defenders game as a whole. That's how we describe Jim. He is a stout fella. That's an apt description of Jim. Alright, come on guys, get up there. A stout fella. And he'll tell you that's all muscle. It's, Alright, now it's time for the chill wave. So while this wave is doing its thing, I'll go ahead and see who wins a pair of amplifiers. As we've learned from previous streams, those who cry the most to the bot get picked. It's an interesting phenomenon. Congratulations, Blank. I know, he was... Blank doesn't ball anymore. The Forbidden Axe, you won. You won a few streams ago, I want to say. Yeah, I mean, that is definitely a way to make it work. All right, let's see what it is. Wait, I didn't even get any pets this time. Wait. No, I didn't get any pets, which is interesting. What is this weapon? Is there a? I don't know what we call that. Yeah, it's a generic. So let's look at what we got in trans hat. Anything? Yeah, no. All right, go back over here. Wait, oh, you're down here. I mean that. I mean that. Maybe like going to the mana shop. That's where it's going. As are you. Gonna sell these for 100 million a pop. Let me tell you. All right, before I get next started, let's go ahead and do a new getaway. A new giveaway. Giveaway. I think it's very healthy to get away, honestly. I know in a few days I didn't even look at what time I was. I know in a few days I'm gonna probably start on Metro Last Light. And like the only time I would play D&D DD would be when I am streaming or making a video. So I think it's healthy to take a break and just not burn yourself out. But I play like some Dwarf Romantic or some Brotato or Vampire Survivors on the couch at night. You know, it's important to have some different types of games. What am I doing? 7? Yeah. Always good to have some other things to play. This is eating up my time building so poorly tonight. All right, so I know what my times look like. So this will be, I'm gonna, I'll bring in my Adept Upgrader, and we'll see what happens. Maybe that's just the better route. Let's see here. Crap, how am I gonna do this? I'm already wasting time here. Oh my goodness. Alright, so maybe I'll just swap you over. Alright. See how we're gonna do this. Alright. Nope. This is clunky. Oh. Oh my god, I cannot double click. I mean, I don't know if I'm seeing benefits here. Maybe I need to point over here. Point way back there. This is such. Oh god, what a noob. Yeah, this ain't gonna work. Oh. Right, this is a pile of junk. This was not a good experience. Right. This is a L run here. Jester up. Well, the whole point, I don't want to click to upgrade. That's really what I'm trying to avoid here. I mean, I'll just stick to what I do. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, this run is a flippin' wash. I hope somebody wins something they like. Well, while we are watching, some average gamer moments here, I will say that I think we are about 3 weeks out from the beta testing to be over. Pretty excited for all of the changes in that are coming. So I do hope everyone, if you haven't submitted, you have a couple weeks left. I'll make an announcement in Discord when we're about like 2 weeks out. But I do want everyone to submit their beta testing. You gotta wait. You talking about my form? Was reading that too hard, or was reading the change log? Because if you want to like look at some change logs, look at the old change logs from like the 8.6 days, like when the CDT came in and started doing stuff. Those change logs were ginormous. Oh, I need mana. Where's my guys? Where's my guys? Oh, I did it. Look at that. Pro gamer moment. But where are you? Okay, hold on here. My strat on this map is 2-player. Let me start. It's 2-player, second wave upper and TB, and yeah. Yeah, I think I'm being obnoxious and wanting my times to be quick. But I don't know where you're going to focus your upper on that second wave. Because, I mean, I was looking around, I'm like, well, where am I going to pay attention to all this stuff? Left side of the bridge. Oh. Oh yeah, I got knocked back and no damage. Alright, she's a resilient gal, let me tell you. Let me get in here, guys. Wait. Out of my way. I mean, this is a much more active approach, I would say. No. No, I know, you know, if you win, I will let you know. You don't have to pick up. You can pick up another time. Alright, 12, I'm going to be honest with you. I've read 110 submissions. I'd say 80 of them, I'd say at least 80% were just, it's good. You're okay. You know, it's about, you know, putting your, you know, your initial feelings. You know, you might be overthinking. Most of the people, there were some that only submitted a map link and said, I like the hero. So, yeah. It's just, you know, really what I wanted to say is, you know, what do you like? What do you don't? You know, what do you like? What don't you like? Not asking you to make it, you know, asking you to design it or anything. But what about this, you know, this tower don't you like? I mean, because if you think about it, just remember when we started, we didn't have 360 wisps, you know, wisp dens. And that's going to be a mouthful to say on a stream or on a video. All right, I'm going to go ahead and place down my wisp den. Yeah, well, see, like for me, I think those weapon testing things, like there are certain people that you definitely know in the beta group that's just their thing. They love testing that stuff out, and they already have these weapons available to them. I just let them test it. I'm more focused on things like, is this hero fun? Is this map fun? Right? You know, are these towers, is there possible potential in some of these towers? And if not, make them be potential or have potential. That's just how my brain works. Alright, so let's go ahead and roll this giveaway and see who's going to win another pair of amps. And congratulations, Bestest Goose. It'll be. I think it's going to take some time to see if meta changes with the new hero. I don't know how sold I am on the Cloud Tower. I think the Wisp Den and the Shroom Pit might have the most potential. Possibly. I just don't know. Alright, I got one more set of amps left, and I know Laborious has not cried enough to the Moobot in order to win them, I don't believe. The Moobot is fed with tears. Lots of generic plus pluses. They really should be banned. And lots, I mean, cursed accessories. Good lord. I mean, just... Alright, anything worthwhile? No. You're able to do survive, like, Ruth RL survival? Hey, look at that timing. That is horrid. You must have some stats, though, if you can do RL survival without a tower boost monk. So I will say one of the benefits of the Wisp Den on DDA was that it was so small you could fit so many of them on a 4DU buff beam because there isn't tower stacking in DDA. So Wisp Dens were really nice if you wanted to fit a bunch of towers on a small buff beam. Actually, I think they called them overclock beams in DDA, but so I mean that was really nice to have. You could fit like 10 of those things. And I would have liked the Angry Blossoms to be just like the ones in DDA where they just shot a laser beam right out of themselves. So one of the things I was thinking about, we're talking about the new towers, and I apologize, I haven't been able to look at my chat while I'm building, but the sludge launchers, if they remove like things, they act like a strength drain or a darkness trap. Are we going to start seeing like builds where there isn't even like auras anymore? Since that thing's going to remove things, and it's also going to slow them. So is it possible maybe we don't, we start seeing, aura-less builds using a sludge launcher? I don't know if any of the towers are wall piercing, honestly. I mean, they're always going to have to add that if they want to compete with a map-wide tower like lightning towers. Sludge launchers are, I think they're their direction is a cone, so they're not like 360. But it would be cool if they were 360, and you could just plant those things, and it could just cover a space. But if not 360, maybe they could have at least the same kind of radius or range that like seed bombs do. All right, Claire Fartburger. Yeah, we don't know who you are on this. How did I lose Tower Boot? What is going on? Freaking kidding me. Oh, you know, I forgot to start. Wow. Well, if this is your first Theo stream, then you are going to be bearing witness to some amazing RNG. And some chill tunes. Yeah, no, it's only 10:30 my time, but I did have like 7 work calls today. I am a little tired. There's sometimes I'm just talked out. And I come to Dungeon Defenders to just put on some music and just play. Where are all my... Oh, over here. All my mana over here. Yeah, it is, you know, it is 10:30 in the Nashville area. And, yeah, so I normally stream, like, right when I'm done doing my work stuff. Like, okay, I'm done working, and it's like 3:30 my time, which is when all the EU folk are still awake. So, I grew up... yeah, so we're going to start showing my age here. Okay. I don't know where you live, Mitchell, but after visiting Europe, I'll say it was very nice, but I missed air conditioning. So I'm happy. I'm happy to be in America, where apparently we love air conditioning. It was just odd to me. It's like I was in a chocolate. I was in a store that sold chocolate, and there was no air. It's like, why is there no air conditioning in this business that had a bunch of chocolate? I mean, we were in Austria. I mean, we had to get chocolate, right? No, is it Austria? Yeah, we got chocolate in Austria and in Switzerland. Yeah. I bet you those employees just couldn't wait to, you know, oh, I got to go to the walk-in and get some food real quick. The temperature wasn't too bad when I was there in June. I think we got out of there just before EU started baking. But thoughts on Hogan and Ozzy. So I have thoughts because I grew up with these people. I was a huge wrestling fan growing up. I actually paid, shows my age, I paid for the Bash at the Beach pay-per-view when Hogan and the Outsiders made history for the NWO. So anyway, I've been around for a while. What am I doing here? Theo, what am I doing? Oop. Yeah, so for Hogan, like, I was never a Hogan person growing up. I was always like a Bret Hart guy. As a kid, watching when I was watching wrestling in the 80s. And then I was, in the 90s, I was more of a Shawn Michaels and Triple H, Rock, and Stone Cold, and the NWO, and the Outsiders. I like Scott Hall and Kevin Nash and Six Pac and the DX area. So that was my era of wrestling that I appreciated. I didn't care for Hogan. But I recognize what he did for the industry and for the business. Just not, he's like Ric Flair to me, where his matches were all the same, and his promos were all the same. If I'm gonna watch a promo, I'm gonna watch Chris Jericho, or The Rock or Stone Cold. Or the DX guys. I mean, that was just, good times. And you're damn right, Mick Foley was in there. So I remember. So me and my friends, I was still young. I don't think I was married yet. And I remember we paid for every pay-per-view. When you're young, you have all that money. And we were watching. I remember we were watching the Undertaker Mick Foley Hell in a Cell match, and we were watching it live, and we all just sat there stunned when Foley came off the cage. We're sitting there like, that's too much. I mean, we all just thought like, well, no, that's way too much. And we were watching ECW at that time too, and ECW was already pretty insane at that point too. But yeah, that's. I can't say I watch a lot of wrestling now. I still follow it. I spend more time just reading the highlights than anything else. I will say that for today's wrestlers, it's hard to watch today's wrestlers and how they wrestle, or even how they talk, and think about how they used to operate. But like today, I'm trying to think, who are my favorite wrestlers today? Like, I was never a Randy Orton guy. Yeah, like new wrestlers. I'm trying to think, is there anyone I actually care for? All right. Yeah, like, okay, for wrestlers, I like today. Right now, I put myself on the spot. I'm not even being interviewed. I'm trying to think, who do I like? I like Rhea Ripley. I like Liv Morgan. I still like Chris Jericho. God. Are there any male wrestlers I actually like? I have definitely hit the cold streak on my runs, though, I gotta say. These Madness Boulder Throwers are junk. Oh, I mean, yeah, I like LA Knight. I like The Miz. I mean, yeah, I guess I could say I like Cody Rhodes. I think he's a very good wrestler. Like Kevin Owens. Like Drew McIntyre. Yeah, so yeah, I guess there are some dudes I do enjoy. I like today. Two, that's 3, 5. Right. Good night, for, Lamar. If you win, I'll let you know. Actually, I'll just go ahead and roll right now. We'll see who wins. All right. So, since we're talking about wrestling, wrestling is pronounced wrasslin in the South in America. So not South America, but in America, the South. Um, that's how you know you get some hardcore wrestling fans. Get some wrestling. Yeah. And like I grew up. Well, I was born in California. I spent some time in northern Iowa before moving over to West Tennessee, and so I spent a lot of time, a good 15, 20 years in the Memphis area. And Memphis wrestling is pretty important to the locals, that is. And so wrestling is really wrestling in Memphis. Yeah, I don't know how many people actually know how the South says wrestling. All right, let me look at my times here. I mean, not bad. 8:53. I like that. But these runs are getting dry for sure. All right, so I've talked about Hogan. I don't dislike him as a wrestler. I don't think he was a good person in general. But how many people, I guess, that reach that heights are like good people? I mean, other than Keanu Reeves, right? But moving on to Ozzy, um, I actually did see Ozzy Osbourne live. He was playing with Sepultura. So Sepultura opened for Ozzy, and I saw them in Memphis. I saw Ozzy and Sepultura in Memphis in 1995. So, yes, I am 48 years old, and I saw Ozzy Osbourne and Sepultura play in 1995. It might have been 1996, because Sepultura was touring for their Roots album, and that came out in 96. As new metal was kind of becoming a thing. So I appreciated what Ozzy did for the industry. I liked his earlier stuff, like with Randy Rhoads. But I was always an 80s thrash metalhead kid. I still listen to all that music. I just don't play it on stream because it's not as chill. It makes me want to bang my head still. And Ozzy Osbourne's music did not make me feel that way. So I grew up in the Metallica, Slayer, Megadeth, Death, Anthrax era. Maybe some Possessed. I had like some of the earlier Cannibal Corpse albums. Now, I do listen to thrash and death metal when I'm working out. I've found no better music to make me want to lift heavy things than some thrash metal. Yes, they are. They're definitely hype music, and when I'm lifting heavy things, I definitely want things that are going to get me amped and ready to go. Now, now my wife listens to like Taylor Swift when she works out. I'm like, I'm like, good for you. This is obviously the music that's playing right now. It's typically the music I listen to. If I was working out, I'd probably listen to maybe like hardstyle or actually one of my favorite genres was happy hardcore. Um, I like I like anything fast, basically. So, all right. So this next entry, unless I get a plus plus something, is going to be for some expanders. We'll stick with the theme. I was so busy looking at trying to figure out if who I was giving items to. I forgot that I was playing a map. That's how this run is going to go tonight. We'll make up for it. I know. All right, so tonight's been a get to know Theo moment. We've talked about music. We've talked about wrestling. Uh, what else do I? Yeah. We talked about the beta. I'm hitting in dry streak for some plus pluses, so yeah, I'm getting a little dissuaded on this map now. Give me some man. My first car. Alright, my first car is a vehicle that isn't even made anymore. It was a 1986 Chevy Celebrity. It was a black Chevy Celebrity, and it had 2 cylinders that were stuck, and so the car vibrated when I drove it. Oh, I could have talked about spreadsheets, man. Oh, I only have 30 minutes left, 45 minutes left to talk about spreadsheets. So yeah, it was a 1986 Chevy Celebrity. We took it to mechanics. They couldn't figure it out. This just shows you how you can tell I was in the South. They called my car, the mechanics in the town called the car the Black Coon, because it was always getting into trouble. No. Dean has actually seen my madness, whether he likes it or not. And I was making spreadsheets. Oh, no. Oh. I was making spreadsheets for games even before Dungeon Defenders. And so, like a game like when I was playing Tomb Raider, and I wanted to be able to track all of the collectibles I needed to get. I made a spreadsheet to track all that. Yeah, it was an experience, Dean. And not the least bit scary. But yeah, so I have a spreadsheet for most of the games that I would want to track like collectibles on, and I didn't even open those spreadsheets, Dean. Like some of those sheets would have maps of each level and where the collectibles were and things like that. And I've kind of stopped doing that now because I actually paid for a subscription to a website called Map Genie, and I really like mapgenie.io. And they basically, when I find a collectible, I'm on the website when I'm playing a game. I find the collectible, I just check the box, and it removes it from the map. So it's a wonderful way of tracking. And it honestly, the cost is minimal compared to what I've gotten out of that website. So yes, I highly recommend mapgenie.io. I think I paid like $10 for like a year's access. I think that's how much I paid for it. And for someone who likes to do collectible stuff, it was absolutely worth it. But yeah, I may have like maybe 200 to 300 spreadsheets on my computer. Yeah. I remember playing the original Lego Star Wars and thinking this is amazing. But I think at this point, now in my gaming, like here's an example. I was playing Metro 2033, and you have to find the one collectible in that game is all of these journal entries. And I'm just like, in that kind of a game, I just didn't want that. Like, I was already scrounging everywhere looking for stuff, resources, because, it's Metro. I didn't really want to be, like, trying to find these journal entries. So I might be getting a little burnt out on unnecessary collectibles. I mean, there's some other games that I thought went overboard with it, like Arkham City had 400, like 400 Riddler things across the city, and that was almost, I think I felt that was just a bit too much. All right, let's see if we got anything good. Yes. I do have a spread. It's not called a spread. I call it my how do I say this? Let me look at my items first while I'm trying to not sound like a crazy man. So we have a thing called document control. And so it's a spreadsheet that keeps track of all your documentation and its current versioning. And I do maintain a similar thing for my documents. But as I'm getting older, I'm finding myself getting away from that. It's just extra busy work. But I do have a spreadsheet. There was nothing worth keeping here. I do have a spreadsheet that tracks every book I own, how much I paid for it, and what edition it is, and when I read it. I have a similar spreadsheet for all of the Steam games I have. I know how much I paid for it when I bought it, how many weeks it's been since I bought it but haven't played it. So like I have this metric where I look at a game I bought and I'm like, I bought that game 8 years ago and I haven't played it yet. I need to move that game up to the top of my list on games to play because it's been sitting in a backlog for 8 years. So, now Dean has seen that spreadsheet. I also have metrics that track what I would call good purchases versus bad purchases. Yeah, it is data analysis on life. But I was interested in like, well, of these purchases I made, which was a bad purchase? And like an example would be, I bought Far Cry 6 for $35. I'm not sure why I bought it, because I hadn't even played any of the Far Cry games, but I bought that game for $35 3 years ago. And so my spreadsheet calls that out, and this reminds me, hey, don't spend the money on this game because you're not going to be able to play it. So like a game like that where I spent that much money that I didn't play. You know, like I bought God of War and I paid like $40 for God of War. Totally worth it though, right? But I didn't play it for a year and a half. And if I had just waited a year and a half to when I was going to play it, I would have saved money. So those are all the kind of things I track just in my life in general. Yeah. Now, most of my spreadsheets are kind of, I would say, basic, but I do have some extensive ones like what I call my gaming dashboard, which shows all the games I own. I do have a spreadsheet called Steam Images. So I use custom images for all my Steam games, and I track all of those images. So when I created an image, like a cover art for one of the games, I actually track like where the source of that image came from. And I do upload all of my images to like Steam Grid. But like if I always like the source where I got those things from. So I track stuff like that. It's a lot. I'm not gonna lie, it is a lot of work. Like case in point, all 500 runs of those Holocourt runs I did, I got 6++ armor. And I was getting in behind because I hadn't entered them into my spreadsheet. So instead of playing Dungeon Defenders one night, I just spent time entering all of the armor that I had farmed into my spreadsheet. And I also cross-referenced to make sure I knew that all the items that I had in my item box, I had actually cataloged in my spreadsheet. Like, we're talking about spreadsheets now. It's kind of over now, guys. But yeah, so I had one day I spent 3 hours just in my item box window looking at armor and entering it into my spreadsheet. And I may not have answered your question yet, because I haven't actually seen, wait, cheat snack? Every snack's a cheat snack. Every snack's a cheat snack. But honestly, I really like cereal, which is why I've stopped buying it, because I could eat like half a box, like, you know, Lucky Charms or oh, whoa, oh, whoa. I do. I can see it be considered hoarding. I just, I like data. I also like data-driven decision making. And because I maintain that spreadsheet and it shows me all my bad purchases, like this summer sale, I didn't buy anything but Brotato for $3. So like maintaining all that information kind of kept me from spending money on a game. I'm like, dude, you're not even gonna get to it yet. So I mean, there are some definite benefits. Cereal. I love cereal. I love chips too, though. Trail mix. You notice a lot of sugar in in these obsessions. But I felt so bad not spending money on Steam. It's weird. I didn't know what to do. I mean, I do like a good hoagie. I like a good Italian sandwich for sure. All right. So, all right. I have had a sandwich for lunch like every day this week, and it wasn't as fancy as big as a baguette. Um, I basically had a peanut butter and jelly triple stacker sandwich. That's been my lunch each day this week. Go some peanut butter. I mean, that's it. I'm gonna lose my tower. One of the devices my wife bought that I was very skeptical about, but honestly, it gets used every day almost, is the air fryer. I'm not gonna lie, man, that air fryer gets used all the freaking time. So I am appreciative that she did not listen to me nag about why we needed another device in our kitchen. Um, that air fryer does our chicken that we have with our salads on Friday nights. Just does it right. I talking about food. I did try a plantain for the first time. I put it in the air fryer. I had it yesterday for the first time ever. I had a plantain. And I don't know if I'd have a plantain again, but I'm glad I had the experience, I guess. All right, it's about time for me to chill. Let's see who's winning some expanders. Congratulations, Kent. I don't know who you are initially, but message me on Discord just to remind me, okay? Gonna go to bed at 8 a.m. Goodness. I remember when I was younger and I could do that. uh, Now I'm like, no way. I'm 48. Okay, that is young. That's very young. Wow, 70. My oldest would be like 28 at this point. I mean, if you sleep during the day and work at night, that's already a rough shift. That's a rough life, honestly. I got my Atari in 1980. So, that was my began my love affair with gaming. And honestly, these kind of streams is, if we're honest, the easiest way to get event items. You're not competing with 300 people. And I actually prefer doing it this way than doing raffles. I think this is a lot more fun than raffles. A little more interactive. I mean, and our streak is, jeez. Shoe size raffle. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is with the Dungeon Defenders community and feet. Yeah, I got 6 runs in. I'd get more in if I wasn't yapping here. And I'm looking at all these just to see if these are worth keeping to give away to people. And they are not. I mean, someone might want that. Wait. You talking about the hat? 3. That's 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's almost 800. But I don't like goblin accessories. So, they all... Maybe I'll make a goblin accessory. I mean, I do have a mask and a bracer. A couple bracers. I've kept a few of them. Yeah, you know what? I'll keep it. You talked me into it. Wait, you chatted me into it. Hello, Philostar. If you're just joining, you've missed out on Food Talk, Dungeon Defenders Talk, Beta Talk, Hulk Hogan Talk, Ozzy Osbourne Talk. A lot of talk. And at the end of the day, you guys are only competing with 11 people. Now, on a on an earlier stream, the EU time streams, there's normally like 35 to 40 people that are entering the giveaways. Yeah, I know. There was a lot of people. So these night streams are the way to go. All right, this is the last run of the night. This is why the NA time is the best. When I came back to Dungeon Defenders a few years ago, I didn't. And they said, you know, and someone told me that the majority of the player base was, EU based. I didn't believe it. But you can definitely tell from when you stream, or you can definitely tell when I used to do the dungeon delves at 9:30, 10 o'clock my time, and all the EU players were like, they felt left out. Because but it's amazing to see how many, like Benny is streaming right now, and Benny's in Germany. I'm like, that dude, just go to bed, man. Benny, it's time for bed. Yeah, there is a very large German contingent. EU work-life balance. Yeah, we'll see about that, right? All right, so the last of our honestly, I've only had I'd say one bad run where my timing was just horrid, and that's when I tried to use an adept upgrader. Other than that, I'd say it's been pretty chill. I'm actually gonna try to go a little chill on this one, and not run around the map. I don't know if I can do that though. let me just upgrade this real quick, and then I'll stop running around the map. Be nice if that guy died. Yeah, when I'm not streaming, I can do this map in about 11 and a half minutes total. And then after I enter everything into my spreadsheet and all that other fun stuff, you know, and I look at my items and blah, 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 I can probably do about 4 runs. About 4 runs an hour. It definitely made me miss. Oh, I said I wasn't going to run around. I'm doing it. The jagweed. I definitely do miss, whether people believe it or not, I really do miss Holocourt. I miss genie farming. It felt weird playing a different map. So let's see if this is the run that ends the Madness Boulder Thrower stream. Oh yeah, I miss my abuser. I bought a genie from you. Why would you farm moon base or anything? Oh, okay, fusion rifts. I mean, what's the? I haven't done Moonbase in so long. I mean, what does that even feel like? Oh, well, okay. What is along the way? Yeah, I'm interested in knowing, you know, I got 2++ genies and, you know, a couple hundred runs, or I farmed the map for, 3 months. Yeah, 20,000 runs. Isn't it crazy that, like, us as DD players, we don't even bat an eye? 20,000 runs? No problem. No problem. I think the fusion rifts got dropped down because they fixed the spread. I think there's going to be so many things to explore in the beta with all the changes, or all the weapons people have been hoarding for so long might actually be like valuable and usable now. Is the Fusion Rift, is that an apprentice weapon? But does it roll as good as a Bident does? Or is that mostly only for DPS stuff? So I will be island farming when I'm done Madness Boulder Thrower farming. Yeah, that's the worst feeling, Philo, is when you don't know any better and you just ruin an item. I mean, that's honestly how lessons are learned, I guess. Forest streams. Maybe. It'd be nice. I never ended up getting the genie I wanted. So that farming hasn't ended. But I did feel that people were probably tired of seeing genie farming happening. Or maybe they were just enjoying the pain. Wait, does Tiggy have a plus plus island? I know she got the Bided. I didn't know she had one. I thought she was borrowing a plus plus island from somebody. Actually, Cobra and Dean are the inspiration. Oh, good lord, 40. Of course Tiggy did. But how 160 hours? Wasn't it like 160 hours of TI to get the Bident she wanted? Alright, here's the moment of truth. This is going to be the one and only Madness Boulder Thrower stream. Well, we got like 2++ generics. I mean, this game sometimes. But I mean, so I think Cobra plays this game 24/7 at this point. I mean, he's in voice chat all the time at this point. Yeah, I'm at 6.6k hours. But that doesn't really tell the full story. 3.5 3,500 hours of that was before plus pluses were even dropping. So a lot of my, over half my hours are from a time before, from a time when getting an alt hero was amazing. Looking. I'm gonna be honest, I don't look really hard. Like, if you're not like over 200 and some odd upgrades, and you don't have a stat that's close to cap on a spawn, I just move on. But Laborious, are you actually farming RL on that? Or are you just doing the old nightmare farming and chest running? Because if we're being honest, if you're doing the nightmare runs, you're only getting like maybe 2++ armor every. You're getting a ++ every 7 hours. And that's kind of, all right. I think rates need to be changed for survival. Simply, I mean, because why would anyone ever farm that? If you could just farm NTA, CC, and TBR, and that's all anybody's doing anymore anyway. You're like, we're farming, we're playing DPS maps to farm armor that we'll never use builders for ever again. So it's like there's no. I'm hoping pure strategy can become the armor farm mode moving forward. I honestly, I think it was in the past. I don't think it is anymore. I think there were some shadow nerfs that happened that made it not as good. But there are people who are definitely still farming NTACC, and that's like, doesn't NOS farm NTACC like with like 4 or 5 accounts? That's all it is. And I don't get a chance to farm armor. I let Dean farm all the armor for me. Alright, congratulations, Laborious. You didn't get the amps. But you did get some expanders. You won expanders. It's funny, like nobody wanted expanders when we were giving them out from that event. But now that there's like the magnificators, so now there's a full set, now people want the expanders again. I'm trying to remember, who actually bought... It wasn't Sig, was it, that bought up like all the expanders? I honestly don't remember. But hey, it is 11:30 my time. It's that time of the night. It's bedtime. Red balloon collection. No, sure. But that is the stream for tonight. Let's see, how many runs did we do tonight? We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We did 7 runs, which actually is not that bad. since I'm averaging total time, all things considered, about 15 minutes per run. So yeah. Well, if 7 runs, nothing. To go with the 7 runs I did before this with nothing. So now I'm on a 14 run dry streak. We should expect a plus Madness Boulder Thrower at least once every 6 runs. And now I'm going on a dry streak, which makes sense since I did get so many at the early part of my stages. I am not hosting a shop because I am going to go to bed. I will be available in 8 hours to anyone who wants to pick up at that point. I'll ping everybody in Discord as well at that time. So that is it for tonight, all. Thanks for joining. Thanks for hanging out. Just chilling, listening to some music, chatting about, well, stuff. And we have, maybe we'll stream tomorrow night as well. All right. Good night, everyone, and stay safe.